So 8.1, adding and subtracting polynomials. So when there's no exponent, it's going to be a 1. Here you add the exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. When there's nothing there, no letter at all, it's got to be to the 0 power, because that's anything to the 0 power is what? 1. Okay?
Oh my God.
What do you mean, bro? That's hard.
3 plus 5 is 8. Yay, that's so hard. Difficult. Okay, so when you combine like terms, you can only combine like terms when they have the same exponent or exponent combination. This one has exponent combination, right? X to the third, y to the first. This one also has x to the third, y to the first. If it helps you to understand, put the little 1 in front so you remember to subtract 4 minus 1 and get 3x cubed y. Do so. And then don't ever mess with the exponents, right? You just add the coefficients. Coefficient is the number in front of the x, or whatever letter. So coefficient is the number in front.
Wait, so after the...
Go ahead.
Oh,
Leave the exponents alone. Yep.
Oh, shoot.
So coefficient is the number in front. Number in front of the variable.
Wait, is this for a problem or just like that?
So what I'm talking about, coefficient is like the 3 and 5 are coefficients. So you need to add the coefficients to get 8x squared. Okay? We good on this? Anyone need more time? Okay. So you could say, as far as how you do these problems, you want to add coefficients, leave the exponents alone. Right, so when I say leave alone, you're not doing anything. It's still x squared, right? Wait until people are done.
All right. Now, here's what I say. I think 9 terms right there. Multiply these two triangles.
Okay, you got to write down all that crap. Enjoy. The title and everything else. Polynomial has two meanings, like any number, unless it has a negative exponent or a fraction exponent, is polynomial. It also refers to the number of terms, how many terms. In this case, there are 4 terms. So 4 or more terms is a polynomial. Okay, if you want to write that down next to polynomial, that's not a bad idea. Let me just go through the beginning part again since I forgot to start the recording. So no x, it's got to be x to the 0 power. So 0 is a constant, right? When it's just a number, it's a constant. One term called monomial. Again, no exponent here, so you can put the little 1 in. So degree of 1 is linear. 2 terms. Terms are separated by plus and minus with binomial. When it's squared, degree is 2. It's called quadratic. And then we have 1, 2, 3 terms. 3 terms is called trinomial. Polynomial we talked about. So if it's 4th degree, your book does not make you remember this, but I'm going to. 4th degree is quartic. 4 quarters in a dollar. That's one way to remember quartic. This is how many terms?
5.
How many terms? 1 term. Monomial. Because after polynomial, anything if there are 8,000 terms, it's still a polynomial. So 1 term monomial. So as far as names using terms, it's just monomial, binomial, trinomial, and poly. That's all you have to remember. As far as degree, if it's 0, it's constant, first degree linear, second degree quadratic, third degree cubic, fourth degree quartic. Question? Terms are separated by plus or minus. So 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, right? How many terms does this one have? 3 terms. Right? So terms are separated by plus or minus. Jackson?
Degree always the first exponent.
Degree is the highest exponent. Okay? So this is, if we look at this one right here, this is written in standard form. So standard form is decreasing order by exponent. So highest exponent, the next highest, and number at the end. Okay? The number in front of the variable is called the coefficient, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but just so you know. Yes?
So once you get past cubic, it just goes back to 1, right? Like the number of terms?
I could have made this any number of terms I wanted. I just had already used all the different names, so I got lazy and just wrote monomial with 1 term. So this one, 5th degree, is called quintic. There's 1, 2 terms on this one, so binomial. I will drill these, the name by degree, number of terms into your head this entire chapter. We'll talk about it all the time so you can remember it. Right? The repetition will help you remember it. Huh?
And you drill it again in Algebra 2.
Yes, and drill it again in Algebra 2, and eventually you will know it. Okay. Are you good? All right. So we're going to name these by degree and number of terms. Is this in standard form? What's standard form again? Decreasing order by exponent. Let's write that down. Standard form. So if that doesn't make sense to you, decreasing order by exponent, it's just highest one, the next highest exponent, and so on, right, in a way that you understand it. So all of these are in standard form. Highest exponent, next highest, no exponent. Highest exponent, right, this just goes down the line. Even though we don't have an x cubed, doesn't matter, it's still in standard form. Just the highest exponent, the next highest, and then the number. So if we name this by degree number of terms, look at your chart, raise your hand, don't say it out loud, look at your chart and name this by degree and number of terms. So you want the highest exponent and name it by degree. So what is this first one by degree? The exponent is 2. What is that called when the exponent is 2? Quadratic.
What? Oh, yeah.
2 terms is called what?
Quadratic.
Binomial. 2 wheels on a bicycle. 2 terms, binomial.
Okay.
So next one over. This one, the highest degree is 3. What's that called when the degree is 3?
Cubic.
Cubic. 3 terms is called?
Polynomial.
No.
Polynomial.
Tricycle has 3 wheels. Trinomial. So it's confusing at first because you'll mix up like the name with the degree and the name with the terms. So you'll get used to it and be able to keep that all straight. Madeline? Third term, right? Separated by plus or minus. So here's the first term. Here's the second term. Here's the third term. Okay? So this has 2. 1, 2. This one has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that cleared up for you? mostly? Yeah, you look a little dicey on it still. We'll get you. Yeah.
Wait, so is this like different sections, each have like their own thing?
Yes, they do. Their own names is, I think, what you're trying to say. Yeah. So by degree is one name, and number of terms is the other name. So fifth degree is called what? Quintic. Quintic, one term is called a what? Monomial. So fifth degree is quintic, one term monomial. Fourth degree is called what? Quartic, 4 quarters in a dollar. Quartic, 4 or more terms is called polynomial. So it should seem fairly easy, and then the only thing in addition, we add these things and subtract them. That's the whole first little lesson. Okay? We only have the last slide coming up. And then more, just waiting for a couple people to finish reading. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Still waiting on a couple. Ready?
Yeah.
Genius. All right, write that one down. We're subtracting polynomials. No big deal. Getting all foggy out there.
It was super foggy bright this morning.
Oh, really? But not. And then it cleared up as you drove towards the mountain. Funky.
Like you couldn't see 50 feet in front of you.
It's weird how that, yeah.
But then the streets,
We used to have this teacher who was on St. Patty's Day. He was Irish, so he'd wear like a full kilt, like the whole get-up, and he played the bagpipes. And it was so cool when it was a morning like this, and he's playing the bagpipes as you walk up to school. Very strange, but cool.
What's that, buddy?
Oh, yeah? All right, so we're going to put that little 1 in between the negative because it's like we are distributing the negative into the parentheses. I'd like for you to distribute the negative so you can add as opposed to subtract. Why would I want you to do that?
I don't know.
You make less mistakes when you're adding than subtracting, okay? Like you guys mess up if you subtract a negative, you're actually adding. That kind of concept messes with your heads. So I'm going to write all of this down without the parentheses and distributing that negative. So I have x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x. That's just that first parenthesis without the parenthesis. And then it's minus 7x cubed minus 5x squared plus 12. You just got to remember, negative times a negative is a positive. So all I did right there is just distribute the negative. Yes, Madeline? So negative 1 times 7x cubed is just negative 7x cubed. So because it's multiplied together, all it does is change the sign in front. It doesn't change the x as well. Because the 7x cubed is kind of like married together. So you can't separate it out. You can only separate when it's a plus or a minus. It's a good question. So now we can just combine like terms. Who can tell me some like terms? X cubed and negative 7x cubed. Make sure you grab the sign in front when you do this. And then we have x squared, so negative 3x squared and negative 5x squared. And then is this a like term? 5x and 12?
No,
Why not?
because they don't have an x.
12 doesn't have the x. Okay, so we just add the green highlight. X cubed minus 7x cubed is what? Negative 6x cubed. Good. And then negative 3x squared minus 5x squared. Right, if this is 0 in the middle, I'm at negative 3, and I go 5 away from 0, where do I end up? Negative what? Negative 8. Negative 8x squared plus 5x plus 12. Now if we name that by degree number of terms, what's the name? Name it by degree number of terms. Cubic polynomial. Good. The degree is 3, that's cubic. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. That's polynomial. Okay? Good? Any questions on that one? Okay, you can probably finish your homework, 9 through 39 odd. Now the first group of problems, you're just naming the degree, like the number, not even the word that goes with it. If you want to name the word as well, it's not a bad idea. We stop this.